morning.
Good morning. Here we are.
Here we are, bright and early.
Yeah, well, not so early. It's 11.
Yeah.
Early for Saturday. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. I had a Zoom call last night, and I think it's definitely a thing of lockdown, isn't it? Having Zoom calls. We were on it for about 4 hours.
That's so nice. Is that like a friend thing?
Yeah, it was. It's probably the only thing getting me through lockdown, actually. I think Zoom calls are definitely back in fashion as they were in March or April. But I find it weird though, because you just, it's like FaceTime. You just end up looking at yourself, don't you?
So off put by it. Even like with this technology, when like I'm on the screen as well, I'm like, I'm a radio presenter. I don't do TV.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I do quite a lot of voice calls with friends, which is really nice. And again, like it just makes you feel very well connected, which is just something that you need now. Like it's such a strange time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, Zoom calls and FaceTimes and everything, they're definitely the way to go. But there's, as we say, there's definitely an element of, oh my God, is that what I look like on Zoom calls?
Yeah.
I guess it's something that everyone goes through, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing that like I don't like about that is how at like uni, if we use Microsoft Teams for like our seminars, like I will be one of the only people with my webcam on, which is okay. It's just quite disorientating speaking into like a black screen most of the time. So I'd much rather if everyone could kind of contribute and stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, I think most people feel quite I don't know, self-conscious. So they don't put them on.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine if you're all if you're all showing your face, but if there's only one of you showing your face, then it is a bit it does seem a bit unfair. So how have you been getting on with uni this week, given that this is the uni show?
This is the uni show. So uni, we're basically kind of in like a lobbying situation, trying to get no detriment policy implemented in universities. I know you're kind of out of, Rachel's a graduate now, so I know you might be like not aware, but obviously last year universities decided to implement a no detriment policy, which meant that our 30 worst credits of the year didn't count towards our overall like degree mark. So I could have
Relax Radio. Welcome back, guys, to Relax Radio with your favorite host, Afra Hossain, where we talk about beauty, health, trending hacks, and what's happening right now. So I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to some beauty trends and hacks, as we always do every single Tuesday from 5 p.m. till 6 p.m. and every week Tuesday. So don't miss out. Make sure to tune in every single day because there's shows happening every single day, 24/7. So after my show ends, there will be another new show, and it keeps on going on and on and on. So make sure to listen every Tuesday. And yeah, I hope you guys were having an amazing day and beautiful afternoon, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the evening with me for an hour. And so let's start the show by, again, as I always do every single week, I always like to start my show by giving you guys 2 motivational quotes or inspirational quotes, something to help you guys, start up the day and feel motivated and inspired. So first things first, today is the 2nd of February, and I've been just wondering that 2021, it felt only like last week I celebrated the new year, 2021, 1st of January. But here we are, already 31 days past. It's the 2nd day of February. And as you know, February is a shorter month, so it's going to go by so quickly. Just want to cherish every single day to make myself feel like, that I've used and I've done the most every single day, basically. So yeah, it's already February, the 2nd month already. Oh my gosh, it went so quick. But not to worry, this from this day, every single day, we need to make sure that we live to the fullest and we do every single thing to the maximum capacity. So we just, grab hold every single day and do something worth it to make ourselves feel like that. No, the month has passed quickly, but we've done so much at the same time. So yeah. So the next thing, as I always do for every single show, is that I always start with 2 motivational quotes, and now I'm trying to implement inspirational stories, or like I'm sure you've heard of these stories when you were little as well, like moral type of stories where there's a story, fictional. Sometimes it could be non-fiction, real life stories, and then you hear the moral of the story and how this person has broken through the society, how the society normally holds you back, and how the person has broken through that boundary. And last week I talked about the elephant story, where how there is a baby elephant, and as it grows up, it's always tied with this. It's always tied to a pole throughout its life, and the the string never changes. So it's always the same string that has been tied with the elephant since it was a baby. And as it grew up, it always thought that this string is always strong enough to keep it from escaping, so it never even tried to escape. And basically the moral of the story for the last week's show was that because the elephant never tried, it never escaped. And from that thinking, you have to basically understand that no matter how much the world tries to hold you back, you always have to continue to believe that what you want to achieve is possible. So if someone says to you that the goal is what you want to achieve is not possible. Sorry, my table just budged because people were trying to go through. So the moral of the story was that no matter what is holding you down, you always have to believe in yourself that that's not the boundary. You can
Relax Radio. Hello, welcome to the look, we were both on here. Welcome to the Mindset Monday. I'm hoping I'm in the right stream here, because sometimes I've been in the wrong place, and we're on StreamYard, and I'm here with Jane Mallion, and Mindset Monday is all about helping you live your best life, helping you, inspiring you, giving you ideas on how to live your best life, how to live that cup half full life. And Jane has got some wonderful stories to tell. I'm so delighted that she's with us today, and I know you will have a wonderful time. So we're going to go to the jingle. And hopefully, yes, I think I'm on the right page. Oh my goodness, it's a miracle. And we'll be right back with you after the break with an hour of inspiring stories about with Mindset Monday and how to live your best life.
It's time for a show on Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relaks Radio. Tune in to Relaks Radio. Relaks Radio.
Welcome back to Mindset Monday, and I'm just sharing with Jane the link so that Jane can share. I sent it to your Facebook Messenger, Jane, and while Jane's sharing that with her people, I will tell you a little about this amazing woman. So this is welcome to Mindset Monday. This is all about helping you with ideas and having a growth mindset, a positive mindset, so you can live the best life you possibly can. Your definition of success is literally the same as my definition of success is to live your best life. to live the best life you can. So Jane is a communication skills coach. Now, I didn't actually know that. I think I did know it, but I forgot. She's a keynote speaker. She's a TEDx speaker, an author of multiple books. She's a business owner and a Guinness World Records title holder. And actually, I didn't write that down as you're telling us that story. So yes, please, I'm going to add that down here as one of your stories to tell. She runs the English Cream Tea Company. Now you'll see when you see her, she's quite, have a look if you're online, have a look, she's quite proper and correct. And she should be very good at the little teapot. She's got a lovely red teapot. And she delivers tea time treats, hampers, gifts all over the world, herself and her lovely husband, Roger, and of course all the scone gnomes, which we'll talk about in a moment. She runs hilarious tea-related events in person, and you'll see from her personality that she MCs these events, and they're so much fun, and in person and now online. And she is one of those rare souls who light up the room when she walks in. Oh, I love you so much, Jane.
That's very lovely. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, I think before you introduce yourself a little bit, I think I'd really, 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 really love to hear the story of Roger's Christmas presents, please.
We're a bit famous for this. I'm married to Roger, who doesn't go to dress shops and doesn't do jewellery and doesn't do that sort of gift at all. And so what he likes to do is go shopping in supermarkets. That's his thing. He loves the supermarket when you're allowed to be in them. And so for about 30, even more years possibly, he has been hiding what used to be a £10 note. Then it became a 20, and I'm lucky enough to have a £50 note these days hidden amongst groceries. But I mean hidden. So they're all put into my Christmas stocking. I still have one because, of course, I am still 6 years old. I must have a Christmas stocking. And so it's not lavish. We're not talking, jewellery and diamonds, but we are talking cheddar cheese and my favourite biscuits and some chocolate and fruit and nuts and, all of that. And the joke is, where is the note hidden? Well, let me give you some examples, because my husband missed his vacation. He should have gone into international smuggling. My God.
Relax Radio. Hey, beautiful people. This is your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. Welcome to another episode of Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. So as usual, happy Sunday. I hope you guys have had a good week and are ready for a great show tonight. I'm really excited to be speaking about this topic and discussing basically the COVID consequences and addiction. So that is the title of today's live. And there's so many different things to speak about when it comes to COVID, right? Not just the obvious consequences and the obvious effects, which are COVID and coronavirus itself, and possibly contracting the virus and getting ill from that. But there are many consequential things which are happening, and those are the main things that we're going to be diving into today. So I have touched on some of these topics before. I did say that I would come back and revisit and speak about some other things in addition to these as well. So hopefully you guys are liking the new streaming interface which we're doing on Relaks Radio. So I've been saying that we've leveled up and we are using StreamYard to do these lives now. So just getting comfortable with the technicalities and the timings of everything. Really would appreciate you guys' feedback. So please leave that in the comments. And as I said before, I think I mentioned it on the last live that I did, we can't really see, or I can't really see people popping up as I usually would on just normal Facebook live. So I think in order for me to actually see that you're there, write a comment and then I can give you guys a shout out and write your location, so I'll give that a shout out too. So without further ado, getting into it. So one of the major consequences of COVID has been mental health, and emotional health has really been impacted by the whole pandemic situation and the coronavirus situation. So the psychosocial impact on most people has been significant. And as I said, I'm going to be diving into that a little bit deeper today and speaking about some individual topics. So, in terms of addictions, that's a place that we can start. Some of it's a bit more on the light side, and some of it's really quite heavy. So, some of the addictions which have increased, one has been unhealthy food choices. So, who is guilty of that? I am. And you guys may know from my previous lives, I had a full-on relationship with Ferrero Rochers throughout at least, I think, 2 of the lockdowns, definitely through the first lockdown. And now I've broken up with Ferrero Rochers, and I'm having relationships with different types of chocolate. So I don't know what you guys' guilty pleasure may have been during this time, but many people are making unhealthy food choices. And we already know that things that are sweet and sometimes things that are salty as well, they definitely can, give you that kind of sugar rush or give you some kind of rush, which can basically make you feel good. That's where we get that term comfort eating from. So you can get that good feeling from eating certain types, usually unhealthy types of food. And even though I've been, trying to, I'm trying to justify myself, I've been mixing it in with some healthy things, to all my gym goers out there, my gym bunnies, and my gym guys out there as well. Been mixing it in with some healthy food choices. There have been many unhealthy food choices. And I often see when I go into the supermarkets nowadays, or if I go into sweet shops or corner shops, you see a lot of people doing their nightly shopping, probably to be in front of the TV for the night or whatever the case may be, and just getting their snacks and different bits and pieces that they're going to be munching on for that day or the next couple of days. So that's something which people have become extremely addicted to during this time. And please write in the comments.
Relax Radio.
Last week, I was on the government website and I saw that they had the countdown at the bottom of the page. So as from the 1st of January 2021, there are going to be some Brexit changes. So we are going to be discussing those briefly now. Brexit has fallen off a bit, but we're going to put it back on the map.
Online, on the iOS and Android, on your mobile phones. Great speakers conversation around the globe. This is Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Hey, this is Szilvi. Welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to have a chat with one of my friends about cats. This is going to be all about cats. He is the biggest cat lover I know. His name is Ken, and he's a fellow musician and also has a blog, a music review blog. But I think his number one passion is cats, actually. So I thought we're going to talk about cats because it's lockdown. And, many people are at home and, maybe you're sitting at home right now with your cat on your lap or many cats. And, maybe you're going to join in and comment a little bit. If you're a cat lover, please send a comment and I'm going to try to see them. I'm really new to this, so please forgive me if I don't answer right away or don't read your comment, but I'm gonna try my best, okay? So right now I'm still waiting on Ken, and so I guess I'm just gonna get started. I hope he's gonna show up very soon. I just found out he was taking a nap, and I almost missed the show. So, cats. So I hope there are cat lovers out there who are listening to the show. And so I myself had a lot of cats. Right now, I just have one cat, and her name is Dark Gray. And I know that's not really the most creative name for a cat, but I was there when the mom gave birth, which was also my cat. And the babies kept coming out, and I just had to name him real fast. So the first thing I saw, I named him, and she was really dark gray, so that's how I named her temporarily at that time. But then it just got stuck, and I never renamed her. So yeah, her name is Dark Gray. And yeah, she's the only one left. I had many cats who unfortunately were outdoor cats, and they either just went away. Some of them I never found, and some of them were hit by cars. That's really sad and tragic. And yeah, that's always like people are like, some people just want to have indoor cats for that reason. Some people have only outdoor cats, and some do both. I personally did both. So whenever my cats wanted to go out, I was like, okay, like I let you out, you belong outdoors too, they like to climb trees and not being able to come down afterwards, right? Which is really funny. I actually have a story about that, and I really hope Ken will join me so we can share stories. But my story is that actually it was Dark Gray who climbed up a tree, and well, that's not really a funny story. I think many of you experienced that. And Dark Gray couldn't come down, and she was like really way up, on a tree. And so I had to call the firefighters. So actually, like the firefighter story, you call the firefighters and
Relax Radio.
Welcome. And today, Tony, now this really is going to be a session where Tony talks about it and I ask questions, because it's something that Tony understands very deeply, and I am still very much learning about this. This is so not what you get taught in school. So I'm looking forward to this.
Agree, actually. I mean, I've used this in school more than 30 years ago. It's I don't claim any credit for it, really, but I have certainly developed different ways of using it. So, hello, everybody. Now, there's a lot of visualization in this. You have really, to get the maximum benefit, you've really got to see it. But we do realize that some of you are listening to this on radio. So Caroline and I will do our very best to describe what those of you who can see it will see. Now, I'm just about to share my screen. And then some of you, most of you, will be able to see what we're talking about. Okay, so here we go. I'm sharing my screen, and in just a minute, you are going to see this amazing share screen. You are going to see this amazing mystic rose. Okay.
Right, I've got to do the adding bit. There we go. Oh, here we go again, Tony.
Now, I'm just hoping that this will actually, I don't know, it was what you did, I think, Caroline. So I'm going to share.
Well, there's no choice. I've got to share it.
Just
I've got to make it live.
What I want you to share, you can. Oh, you have got to add it. Okay, go on then. This has worked before, so why won't it?
I can't see it. Have you played it? I don't know. No, I know what you did last week. You had to actually not play the slide for some reason.
No, I haven't.
I can't see it, Tony. I can't see it.
Oh, why not? Okay, let's do it again. Share screen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Okay. share screen. Right. Can you see it, Caroline?
No, I can't. It's not coming up.
That is ridiculous because it's certainly on my screen, but maybe it was there and hidden behind something else. So this might work, Caroline. No, you see, maybe we should send it to the wonderful Harry beforehand. But actually,
but you won't have control of it if you do that.
How about now, Caroline?
No, it's not showing up. This is.
It should
be. It's not showing up. It's not.
Caroline, it's on my screen, sitting there.
Because you can see you, me, and well, can you click? Have you got the ability to share the to?
Relax Radio. Thanks for joining me today. It's the 2nd of December, and we're joined via phone by Spanish comedian and all-round entertainer, Mr. Jorge Segura. Jorge, you're on the air with us.
Hello, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure for me and for all of you.
Nice. Welcome. Thank you for your patience today. And I was saying in the introduction there, Jorge, yeah, you've been in the comedy scene. I mean, you were doing comedy back in the 90s. Did people do comedy in the 90s? It seems like so long ago.
Yeah, it is so long ago. Well, that's professionally. I've always been a clown.
Yeah, what was it like when you were growing up? Were you the class clown?
Yeah, there was another guy who was even more clownish than me.
Yeah,
I learned a lot from him. He got expelled, and then I had to go on my own.
You were like, this is where the lesson stops.
Yeah, I needed a new guru.
Nice. And I know that you started off doing comedy sketches and stuff like that with a friend of yours, right? Oh, Relax Radio.
Good. And also your friend, your bro, man, like Daniel, you saying, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. What are you telling me?
I'm good, healthy, can't complain in these crazy times. You know what I mean? Unprecedented.
Obviously, happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you
for
us.
Happy birthday, man.
To you. Appreciate that, man. No, that's a whole mad. Come on, man. Don't do those things.
Yeah, no.
The viewers ain't got time.
Quickly happy. That's done the thing.
My bad. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, be year. So as it is, man, be year, and as I think it's been a crazy year.
It's been a mad one still.
What more can we do than take a little trip down memory lane? You know what I mean? Just. Take a little look back this year. You know what I mean, talk about the madness that, but maybe we've not all gone through. Do you know what I mean? But just how different it's been for us this year, and also, do you know what I mean? A trip down memory lane. Do you know what I mean? I'll give the context for why I think Johnny has to be in this episode. Obviously, alongside Taj, is literally that, bro. We grew up on the same road, but didn't know each other until what? We were big 20s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like 22, 23.
It's crazy, fam. So I think because of that, yeah, this is going to bring a mad dynamic to how we lived on the same road but lived different lives, you know what I'm trying to say. So I think that's a sick dynamic to have this episode on. And also, how much more bands can you have with someone who's a comedian and out here winning his first shows, doing his thing?
Good choice.
You really need some context. You really need some context.
You know what I mean?
My man here.
They got to know who we're talking to. Do you know what I mean? Who's here?
For real.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously, for them who don't know, man like Johnny here has been a comedian. How long you been a comedian for now, bro? Would you say yourself?
Not even that long, man. Honestly, like started March.
Okay. So
but it's like with COVID in consideration, it's kind of like maybe 2 months, 3 months. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I hear that.
So if COVID went about, I'd have been active, fair shows.
Yeah. You were saying it's been a pullback here, innit? Maybe.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? Would you say maybe it's giving you time to like maybe master on your craft a bit more, maybe, or is stand up something that you kind of have to be doing maybe on shows to really perfect that? Do you think?
I think during the whole lockdown, it's made me like focus on other stuff, but still somehow revolving around comedy in it, in terms of maybe owning my own shit.
Yeah, yeah.
My own stuff.
Yeah, well, saying we going. We saying, listen, fuck it. We out there. We gonna promote. We gonna plug.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we going to. Do you want me to tell him? Do you want to tell him?
I mean, like, back
it's beautiful.
to the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't really thinking with that much jokes, man.
I hear you, man. It ain't been that funny time.
Yeah, sorry, raise your mic, please. Just a little piece.
Yeah, because more time with my...
A little bit more, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
No,
with that, I'll be real.
Yeah.
Just so even you, Daniel, even so you know, yeah, it's going to be long, but it's going to have to be as close contact in it. I'll tell you if I can't hear you. Try to talk now, actually. Just stand for, say something from there, innit? Talk normal from there. Calm. Give me like a sentence, innit? Yeah, that's calm. Maybe even a little bit closer, innit? That's maybe tops.
Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you calm.
Yeah.
So this is bless you?
Yeah.
Right,
maybe you might even be able to swing a bit more for him, maybe. But yeah.
Or is that sweet for me?
Yeah, that's calm for now. 100%. I can hear you good. Yeah, you're comfy. But to stick on to the topic, like you said, what ain't been a funny year?
Radio.